The population of Djibo has grown by nearly half in the past few months. The sparse, dusty town is already suffering from a bad harvest and drought. Now it's hosting thousands of mainly Tuareg refugees from neighbouring Mali. The rebels, who've taken control of key towns in the north of Mali, show no signs of backing down. Few people here will be returning anytime soon. Habib Ag Mohamedoun has been at this camp since January. He and his family squashed into a truck along with more than 30 other people and drove for 3 days to get to the border.
When conflict started, I was at home and frightened of being caught between the army and rebel lines. So I decided to leave to keep my family safe.
Makeshift camps are being replaced by sturdy UN tents, and children are registering for the new school term at the end of July. The Burkina government has kept an open border for anyone who wants to flee the fighting in Mali. But these refugees look like they're going to be here for a while. They're even starting to build a shop. And that's putting massive strain on already scant local resources. The province's High Commissioner had been in the job just a couple of months when the refugees began arriving. He says the town was completely unprepared and it's been a huge challenge accommodating them.
Because so many people arrived at the same time, it really affected life for people here. Firstly in terms of food, but also sanitation and the shelter that had to be found for these refugees.
The arrival of more than 60,000 Malians in Burkina also caught aid agencies by surprise. Appeals had already gone out to respond to the region's drought, but no one saw this exodus coming. It's taken a while to get up to speed, and the UN says it still needs much more funding. But the World Food Programme has at least set up monthly rations of rice, beans, oil and salt. But it's a tough adjustment for the Tuaregs, whose staples are meat and milk, and whose lives centred on the livestock they had to leave behind. Mohammed wants to return to finish his studies. He was doing well and liked biology.
When the fighting stops, we'd love to go back. But we're hearing there are still problems, and we want to make sure we will be safe before we leave.
But for now, his dreams are on hold. He's too old for the local school, and with no work, he spends his days wandering around. He and thousands of others like him have nothing to do but wait and hope they can get home soon. Laura Kyle, Al Jazeera, Djibo, Burkina Faso.